2G, or the original iPhone, announced on January 9th, 2007. And, of course, the iPhone 7 announced on September 7th, 2016. All these years later, the design of the iPhone has definitely drastically changed. Both phones are still made of aluminum, but that's the main overall similarity. The back still has that iPhone-like look, but now comes in this super stealthy, beautiful matte black. And with almost no antenna lines and a rounded body, they do look close in that aspect. The biggest changes start at the front. The iPhone 7's fingerprint scanner home button is not really a button because it doesn't actually click. It uses haptic feedback to simulate a click, and the difference is pretty noticeable. While the bottom of the phones do look very similar, the iPhone 7 has no headphone jack in sight. The first iPhone has it on the top, but what's funny is that these phones both have jack-related issues. The original iPhone is actually famous for needing an adapter to use most wired headphones because of the recessed port. And the iPhone 7, well, you know the story by now, but basically, it uses a lightning port with this dongle for wired headphones. There's also new things like water resistance and a much better speaker system for the iPhone 7. Now, the displays could not be more different. The first iPhone has a 3.5-inch screen, while the iPhone 7 has a 4.7-inch screen. And the overall resolution, colors, and sharpness are drastically different. The iPhone 7's display also has 3D touch that can sense pressure. Now, the biggest changes come when you look at specifications and performance. The first iPhone has the 412MHz ARM11 processor, while the iPhone 7 has the epic A10 Fusion processor. With this processor, at this time, the iPhone 7 is literally the fastest smartphone around. Apple even says that the iPhone 7 is 120 times faster than the first iPhone, which is just crazy. However, the original iPhone still performs very smooth even today. Not fast enough for daily usage, but generally smooth enough. Next is software, and iOS 10 has some drastic changes for sure. Slide to unlock is gone. You can now finally delete stock apps. Text messaging is crazy different, and widgets, notifications, and everything else is brand new. Not to mention the look of app icons and in-app styling is very different as well. The first iPhone can still load the App Store but can't use any of the apps due to incompatibility, which is kind of a shame. Lastly, the cameras. The first iPhone only has a 2-megapixel rear camera, while the iPhone 7 has a 12-megapixel rear camera and a 7-megapixel front camera. The difference is insane. For photos, there's really no comparison. iPhone 7 photos are sharp, full of life, vibrant, and accurate, while the original iPhone's photos, well, the opposite.